No freaking way, guys. We found a buffalo. Man, I wasn't expecting that whatsoever. Especially because it's in pretty good shape, too. It's pretty smooth. At the same time, you can see all the wording on the top, or the, the United States of America up here you can see, 5 cents you can see. Sometimes you can't see that whatsoever. And the rim is actually well intact, I guess. You're not seeing very much of the horn on the buffalo himself, I guess. But let's flip it and see if it's got a date. I'm pretty confident it probably will have a date, just on how good the condition is. But I'm just going to guess the year, I guess. I'm going to guess probably let's go a 1936. That's a pretty common year. What's up, you guys? Warnickel Revolution here, back at you with another video, and today we have a box of nickels, and it's circulated nickels, as you can see from the holes in the bottom. I'm not seeing anything through the holes, like a war nickel or a buffalo nickel or anything like that. So we're just going to flip this over and see if we have any enders on the other side. If we do, I'll show you what we have. Actually, I'm just going to do it right now. Open it up while the camera's running. Man, this one's got like no glue on it. Usually they're like really solidly packed down, but it only has glue right here, which I'm kind of surprised about. There we go, a box of nickels. That one looks really old right here. I don't know if you guys can see that really well, but this one looks pretty old. Just pull this out. Very worn down. It's really tan color. That is like indicative of 40s nickels. Looks a lot like that. Could be 60s though, you never know. What else looks old? This one looks old right here. Could just be bad corrosion though. That's what it looks like, yeah. It's not really a high relief nickel like that other one I was just showing you. No buffaloes that I can see. This one's really worn down too, and it's just colored. That could be an older one. I think I'm just gonna start with first one going here, and then go this way, and then back and forth until we get done with the box. But I should probably tell you what we're looking for. And if you like coin roll hunting videos like this one, you should probably subscribe, because that would really help me out, and you would probably enjoy it because you'd probably like looking through nickels yourself, maybe, or you like people going through nickels to see what they can find that's old and everything like that. So subscribe if you're new, like the video if you like it, comment down below your thoughts after the hunt or maybe during the hunt, who knows. And this is the stuff we're looking for, guys. We're looking for shield nickels that were made between 1866 and 1883. We're looking for V nickels made between 1883 and 1912. No, it says 1913, but there was only 5 of those made, and they're all accounted for, so we won't be finding any 1913 V nickels. Buffalo nickels 1913 through 1938. Looking for Jefferson Nickels 1938 to 1959, because that's when I stopped keeping them, I guess. We got war nickels that were made between 1942 and 1945. They've got a big mint mark above the Monticello. That's how you know they're war nickels. Plus the date is between the war years of World War II. So 1942 through 1945 is the wartime years, and those are made out of 35% silver. So those are worth keeping, worth about like $1.20, I think, at the moment. We're looking for blank planchets, the coins that were, or coin discs that were never pressed with the coin design itself. We're looking for proof coins with a mirrored finish on them, foreign coins, and we're also looking for 2009s, because those are low mintage and hard to find in a typical box of nickels. Anyways, without further ado, let's get going on the hunt. First find in the first roll, thought I would say this is worth pulling out. It's a 2012 Canadian nickel, so our first foreign coin of the box. I'm from Michigan, if you don't know, if you're not already subscribed. I find Canadian nickels pretty regularly. I find a lot more Canadian pennies than I find Canadian nickels, but that's still a find. Still a foreign coin. Let's keep on searching, see what else we can find. So guys, we're in the second roll into the box, and we, I know I pointed this one out early and probably said it was 40s. I flip it over, it's 60s, 1960 out of Denver, so not as old as I thought it was, but still decently old. I won't be keeping that though, we'll be tossing that back. But let's continue to see if we can find something really old. Well guys, it might have taken us a few rolls, but we finally found our first old coin. And it's not this one. It's this one. Sorry. It's a 1958 out of Denver. Sweet. First 50s find. First old coin. I'm excited. Pumped for this box. You never know what you're going to find. Let's continue. Roll number 10, guys, and not much to show for finds, I guess. We only found that 58 in roll number 6. But this nickel in particular is darker, very indicative of a war nickel. I would say it's probably pretty close to the right color, but we can check it out to see if whether it's a war nickel or not. And it's not, unfortunately. You'd know because there would be a giant mint mark above the Monticello, and there isn't one on this one. It's probably early 2000s. Nope, 1992. It's wrong about that, but it was definitely a lot newer. Anyways, let's keep trying to find those war nickels. This one looks old though. What is this? Oh, it's just another dirty modern nickel, 2002. Alrighty, let's on with the hunt. So guys, we're still in roll number 10, and I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in. We've got a 1938, guys, in the roll. That's a rare one to find, regardless of mint mark, so I'm pretty stoked that that's in there. Anyways, we'll take a look in just a second. So guys, in the last clip, I left you on a cliffhanger, because we have to look at this one now. 1938. And there is something going on at the top of his head. It's like maybe someone drew on here. Zoom in on that. I don't know what that's about. It's like he's got a double head or something. I think it's someone just drew a pencil outline of him. Yeah, I think that's what that is. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. But if this coin has a mint mark, it is extremely low mintage. If it doesn't, then it's just under 25 million minted, which is still really good. But it's one of my favorite coins to get because at the 38 that it has on here, it just looks kind of cool. And this one's actually in pretty good shape as well. So let's just flip it and see. It's got a mint mark in 3, 2, 1. No mint mark, but it is in remarkably good shape for its age. The first Jefferson nickel ever produced. Not this particular one, but like this year, 1938 was the first year of the Jefferson nickel. So yeah, very, very cool. I'm so stoked to have that as the second find of the box. Let's continue and see what else we can find. Roll number 14, guys. We see something old in the roll right here. It is a 1946 out of San Francisco, which is really awesome. Wasn't expecting this at all. Because it is a low mintage Jefferson nickel below 25 million minted. It is damaged quite a bit. There's lots of scratches on it. But it is a San Francisco minted 1946 nickel. And that's awesome. It's a good find. It's right up there with the 38 Philadelphia. It's a pretty rare nickel to find. So I'm happy to have it, and let's continue. Guys, we just opened roll number 15 up, and I saw an older one over here, so this one's catching my eye. It's a 1946 out of Philly. And there's another older one catching my eye, or just crusty, I guess. I'm not sure if it's out old or not, but this is what it looks like. Very, very crusty. I'm not sure why it looks like that, but it looks like that. I haven't seen the front side yet, but it looks like it has a Denver mint mark on this side. of the Monticello. Yeah, definitely a Denver mint mark. Let's flip it and see what it is. 1960. So something I wouldn't normally keep, and it's in terrible shape. But I think I'll hold it off to the side and put it next to the other one I found that's discolored. And I'll show you guys that one in the wrap-up. But for now, let's see what else we can find that's old. Roll number 17, guys. I know I've said this in the past on a different roll of, oh, that looks like a war nickel. But this one, this time it actually does look like a war nickel. I looked at it from the side. This one right here. And it definitely looks like a war nickel. Definitely looking silvery color. Yeah, I'd say for sure that that's a war nickel. And lo and behold, it is 1942. I don't get a lot of 42s that are war nickels, but this is a 42 war nickel. Anyways, let's see what the mint mark is. It's a 42 San Francisco. I gotta flip this over to see what the mintage is for that, but I feel like it's really not that high. So, yeah, I feel like this is one of the rarer war nickels you can find. But I'd have to flip this mat over and see what the rarer dates are. I'll be back in a second to see what that is, but that is a really awesome find. Awesome to find silver in a nickel box. And we're not even that far into it. Got a lot of rolls left to go. A lot more chances at silver or buffaloes or V-nickels or any other old finds. But I did want to poke fun at this one, I guess. It's just a really crusty, I don't even know if that's even a nickel, to be honest with you. I can't tell. Maybe it's a nickel, maybe it's not. If it was a nickel, it was flattened by a train or something, because that is just really messed up. I couldn't tell you whether or not this is an actual nickel or not, but this isn't a nickel roll. So I'm assuming it's a nickel, but the edge is so chewed up, I could not tell you whether or not this is a nickel or not. You can't even see, you know, the Monticello on the back. I don't even know what the back of the front of, or the back of the front of that is. I'm gonna put it over with the weird stuff though. I'm gonna keep it off to the side. Maybe we can see more of it later. But what is that? Is that a war nickel? No, that's just a. I thought that was a war nickel. This was kind of discolored, but I don't think it is. I mean, I know it isn't. But what is this one? 61, 1960. All right, I'm done looking. I'll catch you guys up if I find anything else cool. So guys, we're looking on the back of the mat to see if that war nickel is one of the rare ones. It's the 42 Denver, the 43 Denver, and the 44S San Francisco that are the lower mintage war nickels, the ones that are harder to get. So the 42S isn't anything rare or low mintage. I mean, it's rare because it's a war nickel, and silver war nickels don't pop up in boxes that often. At least for me, they don't. But anyways, that's that, and I'll see you guys on my next find. Roll number 20. I wasn't thinking I was going to find this when I flipped this over. It's a 1940 Philly, just in pretty good shape. I really thought this was just going to be like a 70s nickel or something, to flip it over. It's like, oh, 1940 Philly. All right. Yeah, it's in decent condition. Definitely a keeper. Let's continue. Roll number 22. Near the end, we found two things that are old in this roll. A 1957 out of Denver. Not really that uncommon. And we got a 1940. Very slick. Very, very slick. Just like no details left on the Monticello besides the outline. No mint mark, so that's pretty. It's a pretty common nickel to find, is a 1940 Philly. But still, it's a good find. Let's continue. Roll number 24, guys. We got something. 1941 out of San Francisco. Now that's a surprise. Really don't find too many 41s from San Francisco, but it's not a low mintage, not a key date or anything, but still good coin to get. No freaking way, guys. We found a buffalo. Man, I wasn't expecting that whatsoever. Especially because it's in pretty good shape, too. It's pretty smooth. At the same time, you can see all the wording on the top, or the, you know, the United States of America up here you can see, 5 cents you can see. Sometimes you can't see that whatsoever. And the rim is actually well intact, I guess. You're not seeing very much of the horn on the buffalo himself, I guess. But let's flip it and see if it's got a date. I'm pretty confident it probably will have a date, just on how good the condition is. But I'm just going to guess the year, I guess. I'm going to guess it's probably a... Let's go a 1936. That's a pretty common year. 1934. And it does have a date, which I'm very happy about. That is an awesome find right there. Buffaloes don't come up that often. Neither does silver. But that is a good coin to get. 1934, readable date. Very awesome find. Happy to have it. That is great. That is a great looking nickel. I mean, it's not super perfect or anything like that, but still, to find one in circulation that looks like this is pretty uncommon. It is a 34, not being very, it's not super rare, and it's the 34 Philly. If there was a mint mark, it'd be right here between the E and the C, the end of 5 and the beginning of cents, right in between the E and the C, right there. But there's not a mint mark, so it's a Philadelphia mint, 1934. I haven't found a 34, I do believe, before. They've just been like dateless a lot of the times. So that is an awesome find. Let's keep on searching for awesome finds like that. Well, guys, same roll number 25. We found a 1948 Philly, and it's got some decent detail left on it. Happy with that. Yeah, let's continue. Roll number 29, guys. Almost an ender here, but we got a 1947 out of Philly. I'll take it. Sweet find. Another good 40s nickel. Let's continue. Roll number 32, guys. We got something. It's a 1941 out of Philly, and it's pretty slick. But still, it's a 40s nickel. Worth keeping. Let's keep going. Roll number 37. We just got this. 1956 out of Philly. Sweet find. Let's continue. Roll number 44, guys. It has happened. The rare occurrence of the 2009 Denver. 2009 Phillies are pretty rare too. I think 2009 Phillies are the rarer of the two mints that they made in 2009. But still, a 2009 coin is just rare as hen's teeth to come by. For some reason, it's just rare. It's a good find though. Let's continue. Well, guys, roll number 46 we're on. We might have found something pretty rare, but who knows. It's a 1951. If it's the Denver, it's a low mintage one. If it's a Philadelphia, it's not that rare. If it's a San Francisco, it took me 3 years to find a 1951 San Francisco. So if this is another one, I'll only have 2 in my collection. Anyways, we'll see what it is in 3, 2, 1. 1951 Philly. Why am I not surprised? Still a good find though. 1951s don't come up that often. So it's good to get. Let's continue. Well, guys, we found something pretty rare, and it's not silver or a buffalo. It's a Denver minted marked coin. What could it be though? It's a 1942 non-silver Denver mint mark. I don't know why they didn't make a lot of these, but they didn't. It's under 25 million minted. And I'm trying to look for the D over horizontal D on this one. I'm not seeing it on there though. It's really hard to see. I'm not even using the most magnification I can, but you'd probably see a line running through the D, because it would be a horizontal D. But it's not, I don't think. I'm going to check that one out on closer magnification, but for now, I'm not going to say it's a D over horizontal D, because I don't think it is. But let's continue and see what else we can find. We've got 3 rolls left. Well, guys, surprise, surprise in the very last roll. It's a whole roll of 2020s. 2020 Denvers to be precise. Oh, brand spanking new. Well, that's an interesting way to end a box. Anyways, let's continue to the wrap up. See you guys in a second. Alright guys, welcome to the wrap up of this video. We have finished the box and these are our finds. First up, we've got a 1939 Philly, not the DDR or double die reverse. So that's interesting. Got a 1940 Philly. We've actually got two of them. Both Philadelphia. We got a 1941 Philly, a 1941 San Francisco, 1946 Philly, 1947 Philly, and a 1948 Philly. For 50s, we got a 1951 Philly, a 1956 Philly, a 1956 Denver, two 1957 Denvers, and a 58 Denver. For better finds, we got a 42 non-silver Denver, which is pretty rare to find, so that's a good find. Got a 1938. Those are really hard to come by, and this one's actually in good shape, so that's good. We got a 1946 out of San Francisco. It's pretty worn, beat up, but still, it's a 46 San Francisco, which is a low vintage Jefferson Nickel, below 25 million minted. For the weird stuff, or I don't know, we got some weird stuff. We got some Canadians, but we got this really offset coin right here. Don't find these too often. It's a 1985 Philadelphia, but as you can see, it's very offset. Sorry. It's got a really wide rim over here, and then no rim over here. The top part of trust is gone. And just things like that. So I haven't found one of these things in a while, so that's pretty offset. We've got a 2009 Denver. It's in decent shape. You don't find a lot of 2009s because it was a low mintage year, and that's the first time we found one in a while. Found this 1968 San Francisco, just in better shape. So I'll put that off to the side. These are the weird coins we found. We found this 1963 with some old paint on it, looks like. 63 Denver. We got this one. It's a 63 again. 63 Denver, but it's just got a bunch of corrosion on it. Up next we got a 1960. Same thing. A lot of just corrosion and bashed up coin. Get a more modern coin right here. 2005 Bison nickel. Just weird and discolored. Really like the way it looks though. It's kind of cool looking. We have this one, which I wouldn't even say was even a nickel. It probably is a nickel. I just can't tell what the back or the front is. It's that destroyed. I don't think I've ever found one that destroyed before. We got a 2012 Canadian nickel, 1999, 1979, 1985, 1985, and 1993. So those are our foreigns of this box. And for the finds of the box, you already know what they are because you've seen the video. But you got a 1942 San Francisco war knuckle, which is always good to get silver in a box. And not only that, do we have a dated Buffalo from 1934, and I'm pretty sure someone polished this at one time because it's very shiny, and that's not original luster. That's just someone probably polished this at one time because it shouldn't look like that, where it's all shiny like this. But 1934, readable date. It's a Philadelphia minted coin. It's definitely a good coin if you need it for your album, which I probably need it for my album, come to think of it. So hold on a second. Let me grab my album and see if I need it to fill a spot in my Buffalo Nickel album. I'll be right back. So here's my book, guys, and it looks like I've already filled in the 34 spot right there. 34 Philly, 20.2 million minted, which isn't a lot to be minted, to be honest, but it's not as low as like 7.5 million minted, or the, what is it, the 31S, if I can tilt the camera up, 31S at 1.2 million minted. So there's a lot less, the nickels I don't have that are, I still need to fill. I got a 1930 in there, got 1935 in there, and 35D. But 1934, we've already got it, so we don't need to fill it in the book. But I do have a Buffalo nickel book, if anyone wondered. What I do with the Buffalo nickels is I put them in the book if I need them. If I don't need them, then I just hold on to them still because they're cool looking. But that's all I have for you today in this nickel hunt. I'm just really excited that we found, you know, a 38, or sorry, a 42, a 38, and a 46 San Francisco, 38 Philly, and a 42 Denver. Those are really good finds, as well as a 42 San Francisco war nickel, because the war nickels are awesome. Always good to get. And then a 1934 Buffalo is just good to get too. It's not in that bad a condition. I'm pretty sure someone polished this at one time though, because it shouldn't be that shiny, I guess. It's the best way to describe it. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the hunt. If you did, please smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new, because we do coin roll hunts at least every week. And comment down below your thoughts. It's always appreciated what you guys think of the hunt and everything like that. Comment down below what coins you probably want me to go through in future hunts. Just let me know, guys. I'd really appreciate it. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.